Hey guys, it's Plum. Welcome back to the channel. And today we are doing a speed build, which is something that I don't usually do. But I did this for my Not So Berry challenge, which is on YouTube. I actually used to play it on Twitch, but I just thought it was kind of more fun to do it on YouTube instead. So if you haven't watched that, then go check that out. It's just on my channel. There's a playlist for it. But we're currently in the mint generation, so that's the first generation of the Not So Berry challenge. But then our toddler Rose, actually, she's not a toddler. She's just turning into a toddler in the next episode, but she is a baby. So I kind of made this house for her, but obviously it's still mint because we're still in the mint generation. But I kind of made this house for her benefit because the last time we actually had like a microhome, which is super good for mint because we're getting like skills up way more quickly than usual, and it's just a better challenge overall. Like it's just way easier to do it that way. But yeah, I kind of had to build this for her because we literally had no space in that microhome. I mean, obviously it's a microhome, so you that's kind of the point, right? But mint here is actually like she literally can't eat inside because there's no space. So whenever she eats, she goes like to the bench across the streets, which is kind of sad. So I thought this would be a perfect opportunity and this would be like perfect timing to actually create a house for their family. So if you haven't watched the Not So Berry challenge, we're actually together with Mortimer, which is why in a couple of minutes, I guess, you'll see that I'm putting two computers. I guess Mint doesn't really need a computer because she's a scientist, but Mortimer is a writer and he keeps hogging the computer, and I just don't want that to happen, you know? So I put two computers here, and I was actually kind of shocked at how much money this house cost because I thought we didn't have enough, but at the end of it, we still had like a couple of simoleons to spare, so that's good. But yeah, we actually have a lot of money because we you know that challenge that pops up and says that you're inheriting like a bunch of money, and the condition is that you have to get married within like 24 hours or something, or maybe like a week, I don't know. But yeah, I took that challenge and I actually married Mortimer Goth because simply because he was the first person we saw in the street. So yeah, so we took that, which is why we've got like quite a bit of money. So that's, I guess that's good for us, and kind of bad for Bella and their family. But anyway, so in this build, you can actually still see them, and that's Mortimer in his underwear for some reason. So yeah, if in case you're wondering why Mortimer's here, then that's why. But yeah, I'm really excited for this house, and I'm really excited to be back to building again because it was just a fun little me time, you know, because I never play The Sims anymore, like without recording. So this was kind of fun. I mean, I technically did still press record, but I didn't have to talk the entire time. So it's kind of fun to like just be with myself and just play The Sims. And it was really fun. And I've been a bit rusty with building because even the micro house that we had last time, I actually just got that off the gallery and just sort of made everything mint. Oh yeah, that's another thing about the Not So Berry challenge is that everything has to be your generation's colors. So if you can see, like Mint's hair is literally mint, her outfit is mint, and then that sort of translates to their house as well. So I mean, it's not too minty. I mean, obviously the indoor is minty and stuff, but outside it's leaning towards green and like sort of bluish, but it's not super mint that it's kind of like super bright. Like obviously I still wanted to like match the other houses that we have nearby, so that's kind of what I did, which is also why this is a modern build. But honestly, like I tend to go for modern houses anyway whenever I build, and I'm really trying to like explore and stuff. But I think for one of my first few attempts back to building, I guess I wanted to like stay in my comfort zone for a bit. But yeah, I'm not sure if you saw that, but I actually purchased a digital camera for this family They don't have the photography skill, I don't think, but I wanted to get that and like take pictures of each of the airs. So I'm gonna start it off with mint and then rose next, and then just kind of post their pictures on a wall or something. So that's good. Ooh, about this elemental rack. So it's one of the goals of this challenge, or of the air at least, that she has to complete the elements collection, which is kind of challenging but also kind of fun, especially if you live in a micro home and stuff and you're kind of like speed running it. So I didn't have that in my inventory for some reason because I kind of bulldozed the lot. I made sure to keep the rack itself in her inventory, like in her household inventory, but that wasn't there for some reason. So this is just me going through debug and finding the elements, which I guess can technically count as cheating, but I don't really want to call it that though, because I technically did get those collections myself organically. I just lost them. So this is me like trying to get them back in the house, and I'm not exactly sure if the elements, because I do have like just 2 elements left literally, so I'm not sure which ones I actually had. Like I don't have them memorized. I didn't think that I would need to have them memorized, so here I am just like looking for them literally in the build by mode. So that was kind of a pain, but we got through it. And again, this might not be like 100% accurate to what I actually got from the game, but some of the elements were pretty familiar to me, so some of them I'm sure of and some of them I'm not. And yeah, if you could see that one element that's like not in the rack, that's because I talked about it in the last episode, but that's because one of the elements, I think it's called like Xenopetrium or something like that, that came in an update for like Get to Work, and they didn't provide a rack for it, which is super weird because now we have this like element that doesn't even fit the rack. But in any case, I just wanted to keep that there to like prove that I have it. That one I actually kept, like actually, because I managed to like put that in her inventory, like in her personal inventory. So that's what I should have done. So that's kind of a tip for you guys if you're working on like maybe the not so berry challenge also, or if you just want to complete the collection, is if you want to like bulldoze your house or something, make sure to like get all of the elements in your rack and put it in your Sims inventory, not in your household inventory, because they will just be gone and it will be just a very sad time. So yeah. But again, if you can see like some of the decor that I'm putting here, it's not all mint, mostly because like everything else is mint already. Like the walls are mint and like the counters are mint. Like for the most part, the furniture is mint, or at least has like some sort of mint touch to them. So I didn't want to keep like all mint because that would be like just painful to look at, right? So I kind of wanted to make this like a white and mint house as much as possible, because I didn't want to like hurt my eyes and maybe hurt your eyes when you were watching this like let's play, because I am gonna play in this house a lot. So, and I imagine like this will be like our house for a long time, because we do have to like do some more stuff for Mint's Gen, because it's kind of a hard challenge, not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm actually really enjoying like watching this back for some reason. I don't know, it's just like speed builds are just something that I don't do a lot, but they're something that I actually like to watch a lot from other YouTubers. It's just, there's something just really satisfying about it. And this was a pain to build because again, it's not a very big house. I mean, but it is a big house in my standards, because I usually like play like tiny homes or just get some stuff from the gallery. But I really did actually enjoy doing this too. It was just kind of stressful because obviously you have to like decorate every part of the house, and as I was saying, like this was a very big build in my standards, so that was kind of a pain. Okay, so we're actually in Rose's room right now, and as you can tell, it's very pink. This is the only part of the house that isn't mint, because I think I want to keep this for all of the other generations as well. I'm not really sure what other YouTubers do for this, but I think it's kind of the same, that they like whoever the heir is in that generation, like whichever generation they're playing in, that's gonna be like the main theme of the house. And then some rooms are gonna be like, if ever we do like live with some heirs of the generations, if for example we're playing with Rose already and like Mint is still living with us, it's gonna be like the house is gonna be Rose, and then there's just gonna be one Mint room, if that makes sense. So I think that's kind of the direction that I'm going for in this. I actually really enjoyed like decorating this room. I don't really build a lot of toddler rooms, and most of the stuff is actually like unusable by her until she turns into a child. So that's kind of annoying. But there's not really that much items for toddlers. I'm not sure if I'm just an idiot or whatever, but like I don't know. But I think this dollhouse is usable. The bear is usable. And the toy box is usable, and then I do end up putting like a tablet in here, which is like a godsend. If you have toddlers, just get the tablet, and then she can learn like all of that stuff on her own, like her movement skills, her communication skills and stuff. Very easy to learn on the tablet. So again, that's another tip for you guys if you plan on like having a toddler, but you think it's like such a hassle to teach them everything, you know. I really like this night lamp, actually. I guess it's called night light or whatever, I don't know. I actually debated with myself so hard about this end table, because the other end table that I just got rid of was super cute and I think matched the vibe of the room, but it was I don't know that it's realistic to have like such an edgy, like literally edgy, like it has so many edges beside a toddler bed. I mean, it's not like she's gonna bump into it or anything. I mean, it's still The Sims, but like I kind of wanted to look a bit realistic, and I don't know, so I just went with this. I think this was from Cats and Dogs, but I just went with this anyway, because like in real life, I guess the toddler will still have like a nightstand, but it's gonna be a little something like this, like a curvy end table, if that makes sense. So now we're going into Mint and what's his face, Mortimer Goth's room. And yeah, obviously this is gonna be Mint. I wanted to make this bigger than Rose's room. I originally had this like in the floor plan. I originally wanted this to be Rose's room, but I don't know. I just had more space, and I just wanted them to have more space because it just kind of made sense for me, especially because they're gonna have a double bed, and obviously Rose's bed is gonna be tiny, so I wanted to keep that here. The problem with this that I had was it looked so empty. I think until the end it still kind of looked a bit empty, because I mean it has to be big, right? Because horizontally, like if you're facing the bed, it has to be big because of the double bed, as I was saying. But the space on like vertically is so narrow that I didn't have enough space to like put dressers or whatever, and I think I ended up putting a small dresser in there, just for them to use, but and mostly honestly just for like aesthetics and stuff. But I did end up putting a dresser in there. But yeah, it was super hard to decorate for me personally. All right, so here's the other computer that I was talking about that's gonna be assigned to Mortimer. I don't think there's a way to assign computers actually, but in my head that's like the truth. Okay, like that's assigned to Mortimer, and the science room is basically like assigned to Mint. It's really important to me that Mint has an office as well, because she has a lot of stuff, and when we had the microhome, like everything was outside, and it just didn't make sense, because like what if it rains, then the chemistry lab breaks and stuff like that. So it was absolutely crucial for me to actually have that office there, and it turned out pretty well, so I'm pretty happy about that. So I think in here I just finished decorating the bathroom, or I'm still trying to decorate the bathroom, and here I'm actually adding all the new switches, which excites me a lot for no reason. And it's kind of sad that they're like non-functional, but I think there's a mod that you can download. I think it's from Little Dicka. I could be so wrong about that, so please don't quote me on that, but I think there's a mod that allows you to like use them as switches actually. So but for now I didn't really use that. So here I am just like trying to move stuff a bit because I wanted some space in the front, because I didn't realize that I actually had it so close to the front. So yeah, I'm just attempting to landscape a bit. The thing with what is this world, Oasis Springs, is that there's not really a lot of like landscaping that you can do, at least for me, because again, like I said, like I wanted to match like every other house like near us, like our neighbor's house, and I get that they do have some landscaping, and I guess ours is kind of lacking in the landscaping department, but that's never been my forte. But I just kind of wanted to keep it as modern as possible, and I know that a lot of modern houses now have like overgrown plants and stuff like that, but it just didn't make sense to me to have like a very cottagey landscaping. So I just ended up adding like a couple of trees and then maybe some leaves here and there, but nothing too fancy. Mostly because I can't do anything fancy with landscaping. I'm so bad at landscaping. But yeah, it's kind of funny how the bassinet is just hanging out there, but let's just ignore that, please. Okay, so here I am doing a bad job at like putting blinds on the windows, but I ended up getting there in the end. So here just adding, I guess, some finishing touches to the indoor and kind of just like procrastinating what I was going to do on the outdoor, because I just didn't know what to do at this point. So but I think we're getting there soon. Okay, here you go. We the first thing I did on the outside was, of course, like add these planter things, because Mint does do a little bit of gardening at work and she doesn't really do it at home, so I wanted to kind of take care of that too. And then I added a chess table, and then adding these things. It took a lot of time for me as well, because I couldn't decide like what I wanted to do in the backyard. But seeing as we do have like a lot of money, I kind of wanted to experiment a bit, and for some reason I decided to add, spoiler alert, a pool in here. So that's kind of crazy, because I used to do like pools a lot when I was a kid. Like when I was a kid and playing The Sims, I used to add like a lot. Like all of my houses would have pools in them, but I didn't really expect this house to have a pool. But alas, it's there. So I think it really kind of fits the vibe also, because we're in Oasis Springs, so it's always like hot and stuff. So I think that's kind of a cute addition. And the Rose Gen rules did say that Rose had like everything that she needed as a kid and everything that she wanted, kind of. So I think it kind of makes sense that they have like a kind of a fancy house. But yeah, and I think it also makes sense because Mint is a materialistic sim, so I think she would really enjoy this a lot. So that's what's fun about building for like actual sims that you play with, right? Because I used to do like builds for like absolutely no one, and there was like no personality whatsoever in like thinking about what to do for your house and like decorating it. So I actually really enjoyed like building, like finally building something for a household that I actually play, because that's kind of the point, I guess, of like building The Sims, is like building and then playing it. But I know that some of you guys have like builds that you just build for fun, you know, and I do have those too. So okay, and then here we're just adding a couple of finishing touches again, like with the terrain paint and stuff like that. I'm not really good at this stuff, but I think in the end I just ended up adding some lights too on the outdoors. So I just changed the lighting and changed it to evening so that I can see what the house looks like when it's nighttime. So yeah, just adding a couple of stuff here and there. But yeah, I think this speed build is ending soon, but I did prepare some screenshots for you guys, so stay tuned until the end if you want to see those. And this house is also in the gallery, so you can just search for my name. It's PlumTownie. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you did, subscribe if you want to, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.